Broke, broken, and betrayed, yet not defeated. His life once felt like a carefully written story, full of dreams and possibilities, but then the pages were torn apart. He had trusted people who swore they would stay, friends who promised loyalty, a partner who vowed forever, opportunities that seemed certain. But one by one, they disappeared. Some left without explanation, others with harsh words, and a few with silent indifference. He watched as everything he had built slipped through his fingers, his sense of security, his self-worth, his belief in people. Nights became long and unbearable. He lay awake staring at the ceiling, wondering where he went wrong, questioning his value, and replaying memories that now felt like lies. The betrayal cut deeper than any physical wound because it attacked his heart and mind. It told him he was not enough. It whispered that he would never recover. He lost his job, his relationships, and even his confidence. There were days he didn't want to get out of bed, days when the world felt heavy and meaningless. Friends stopped calling. Messages went unanswered. He became invisible, as if life itself had erased him. It was in those darkest moments that he confronted himself. There was no one else to blame, no one else to rescue him. He had to face the truth. He was broken, but he was still alive. And as long as he was alive, he had a chance. A small chance, like a tiny spark in a vast darkness. He began with small steps. Getting up in the morning, even when he didn't feel like it. Taking walks to clear his mind. Searching for work, even after countless rejections. Learning to sit with his pain instead of running from it. It was not easy. Some days the weight returned, pulling him down. He would question whether it was worth continuing. But something inside him refused to give up. Perhaps it was stubbornness, or perhaps it was the quiet realization that he deserved better. He deserved to heal. He deserved to rebuild. Betrayal had taught him something important. People can leave, circumstances can change, but his worth was not determined by others. It was determined by how he chose to respond. Slowly, he began to find meaning again. Not in the approval of others, but in his own growth. He started learning new skills, exploring interests he had once ignored, and reconnecting with parts of himself that had been buried. He discovered that being broken did not mean being worthless. Just like a broken bone, healing could make him stronger. The scars would remain, but they would become reminders of survival. He began to meet new people, those who valued honesty and kindness. He learned to set boundaries and to recognize relationships that uplifted him rather than drained him. He understood that not everyone would stay, and that was okay. Life was a journey of arrivals and departures. The important thing was to keep moving forward. Over time, he saw changes. Small at first, a smile that returned, a sense of purpose, a belief that tomorrow could be better. He realized that betrayal had taught him wisdom. It had shown him the importance of self-respect and the value of genuine connections. He was no longer the person who begged for acceptance or clung to those who hurt him. He had become stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Life was still imperfect. There were challenges, setbacks, and moments of doubt. But he had learned that defeat was not final. Being broken was not the end. Betrayal was painful, but it did not define him. What defined him was his ability to rise. To rebuild. To become someone who understood suffering but refused to surrender. He had once been broken, and betrayed, but he was not defeated. And in that truth, he found his strength.